I'm good. How you guys doing?
Doing great. And we're here with Tim again. He was in one of the last podcasts of the old iteration of this, which was HR Hardball. And again, this was probably an indicator that that was not going to be the format much longer because all we did was talk pickleball. Tim is one of the founders of the Southlake Paddle Club, 1,200 members strong, and
Growing.
only at that level because you had to actually put a cap on it. Now, this place is pickleball crazy. Just looking at what's coming up ahead, there are three pretty big events coming. In October, we have Oktoberfest, where we're going to be participating with Southlake Paddle Club and several other people to put on an event in Oktoberfest. You have the MLP-style tournament that the Southlake Paddle Club is putting on, and I'm happy enough to be participating in that somehow. The work that went into that, and it's going to be a fantastic event. And then, in about a month and a half, we have the national championships coming here right up the road in Farmers Branch. So our little burg here is blowing up with pickleball stuff. And Southlake Paddle Club is involved in all three of those. I mean, because we have a lot of people volunteering at the nationals too.
Yeah.
So I thought, let's bring Tim on. I think that if nothing else, you could share a blueprint of success for people who are trying to build a club, and pickleball club or not, whatever the club is. You've done some real special things here. And I thought we'd ask you, a little bit about how it started, what started it, and what you're proud of, what some challenges might be, et cetera. So I'm going to shut up for just a second, congratulate you, and ask you, how did this thing start? Because I know you didn't expect it to be this a year ago.
No, definitely did not. Listen, I'll just kind of start off with a little bit of the story. If some of your listeners don't know how this all started, it was middle of May of 22, and Joe Caniglio and another good friend of ours, we call him the godfather of the club. He's not really active, but Rob Baldwin was at the dinner that Joe Caniglio and myself, it was at True Fire at Southlake Town Square. We were having dinner with our wives, and we had been playing for probably a good year at that point. In fact, that's when we met you up at Bicentennial.
Yep.
We met Sean Coker. We met all these people that were great, but we never really had any formalized way of playing with each other. So I was sitting there, maybe a couple cocktails in, and I said,
all good ideas come from that.
They really did. Without that, I don't know how anything would happen. So I'm sitting there, I'm like, you know what? There's got to be a way that I can still play and you can still play if I'm out of town or I'm sick or I've got other plans. There's got to be a way to do this. And we started to brainstorm. I'm like, wait a minute, I think I've got it. Why wouldn't we bring a community together of people that are already playing pickleball? Right now, you go to the pickleball courts, and everybody's kind of staying to themselves.
Yeah.
Right? We might say hi and how's it going? But we're not like putting games together. We're not, competing against each other. And I thought, man, that's an opportunity. Well, you needed a couple things. You needed some technology to kind of bring everybody together. And one of those things was creating like we use Sign Up Genius, but you could use any program to basically say, hey, I'm going to play on Monday night. I'm signed up. You can sign up too. And so that's kind of how that Sign Up Genius idea started. But another thing was let's communicate, right? We don't even communicate outside of this little group of four. So how do you do that? Can you do that through text? Not really. So we use GroupMe. Everybody knows GroupMe. Problem with GroupMe is you can only have so many people on there before the message that you send that's very important gets pushed to the top and no one sees it anymore. So we've evolved even from there, and now we use Discord with multiple channels. So I say all that because at the time this was just an idea. We had no idea what it would become. But the one center point of everything, once we got about 30 people, and we thought maybe this could be 50 people or 100 people. And it was very slow, right? That first month or two was, I think we had 100 people. We had a party in August celebrating our 100th member that joined us. We all had beers up at Cowtown Brewery.
Yep.
And that was
well too.
Yeah, remember that? I mean, remember that felt like, oh my gosh.
Who could imagine 100 people?
Like, look at all these people.
Yeah.
100.
And, we had, what's the guy's name? He came up to the place, a young kid. He's like 24, 25 years old. And he was the Centurion. And that was
that's right. That's right.
The Centurion. Yeah. And we paraded him around the bar, and he was the Centurion. And he felt special that night. We thought, you know what? That's pretty cool. I don't know. Can this get to 200 or 300? And like, nah, you know what? Probably not, or it would take at least a year to do that. Well,
I thought we wouldn't have enough room to.
Well, that's the thing, right? You're always concerned about courts and stuff. So we got to a point where I was thinking, you know what? if we can just get some good fundamental points about our club down, and gosh, it's changed so much then. But I remember thinking to myself, we need to serve the people in our club. We need to take care of them. And what do they want? They want organized play. So we came up with all different types of organized play. Of course, that's evolved to the point we have now, where it's kings and queens and doubles challenges and singles challenges. But at the time, there was a lot of open play. Hey, come on up at 7 or 5:30 or 7. Let's do open play. And then we had these challenge plays, where when we did challenge play, we used duper, and duper was great in the beginning, but again,
no, it wasn't.
Well, I know you've had some people had their beef with
I don't like it.
duper from the very beginning, and I say all that because we continued to listen to everybody. We couldn't please everybody because there were so many people coming on so fast. But if we could serve them in a way that, listen, we can provide a place to go. We're going to do the right thing as leaders of the club, and I think that's what was the catalyst that caught fire.